Hi guys, it's me, Kat. Mrs. Handy, are you? I hope you're all doing really well. So today I think I'm going to do a little episode on the Kate Middleton interview, or I guess I should call it a speech because she didn't have someone with her. So she said she had cancer, and that was, I guess it was the 23rd, possibly, or around there. March 23rd. She doesn't look like the same person to me. If you look back at that person that got married a bit ago. So let me know what you think in the comments. You can stop the video and just make a comment and tell me what you think about who that is. I'd like to know. and let's see. So you know how I do my Gematria coding is by phrases. I mean, I do words too in capital letters, but quite often I do phrases because I learned it from a channel that I'm sure is a White Hat channel, and it's called By the Book. They're on Rumble, and if you go way back in, I think there's a part of it called By the Book Archives on another channel on Rumble, you'll find some of the old lessons that they gave. And they usually use Trump tweets way back to decipher what he was saying. And then they'd let you know the double meaning of what he was saying. And it was no talking. It was just, showing you the tweet. Then they'd highlight it in red. And then they'd move on to decoding the tweet. So that's how I learned to do it. I know a lot of people do things differently. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. It doesn't bother me. If you do it a different way, you just do it the way you're supposed to, whatever. Or the way you feel you're supposed to do it. That's what I meant. So anyway, so this was on NBC if you're looking for it. And Lester Holt, I think it's Holt, or is it Holtz? I don't know. Lester Holt introduced her, so he talked for a few minutes before they played the videotape. So let's see. This is Lester Holtz talking. He said, diagnosed with cancer and is now I'm doing it just briefly, little bits of it because I don't want to read all of it. And it's 17 seconds and is now undergoing chemotherapy. Let's see. Yeah, I probably should just skip around more. It'll take too long. So, oh, yeah. It also comes almost 2 months after the palace announced King Charles was also diagnosed with cancer. It's, what do you think about that? So, today's announcement follows weeks of worldwide intrigue over Kate's health and her whereabouts. So he said, we're going to play for you now the full video from Kensington Palace of Princess Kate explaining her diagnosis in her own words. And I think one of the reasons they said we'll play the full video is because it's all White Hat news now, they're all controlled. And I think that we're going to see them all admit it on video, admit to whatever they did, or, well, and if they didn't admit to it, they were toast anyway, So, but we'll see a lot of them, and we'll probably sadly see the violence too, which is the worst part. So I did undergoing chemotherapy that Lester there said at 17 seconds, and undergoing chemotherapy in Jewish is 1192, and it equals living after she's died. Like, it's got died in there. That's why it was important, Showtime and simulation theory. So I don't think that was her, but I could be wrong, right? Let's see. Is acting like a crybaby. Like acting is in there. So we have acting, Showtime, simulation, died. So anyway, so that's what we got for undergoing chemotherapy at 17 seconds. And, oh, and simple the same phrase is 251. It equals the event is coming soon. Now I keep getting nods towards the upcoming eclipse, which is just a few days away. The eclipse and comet, I think there's two suns, S-U-N-S. I know there are two suns, the two Johns, you know. But anyway, that's right now I'm talking about in the sky. Yeah, I've got a whole video to do about that. I don't want to get off topic. Let's see. The Palace of Living Waters. Now, it made me wonder when I saw that, like, okay, maybe she is living and she's waiting, but I get way too many other ones that say she's not here. So we kind of go by proportionally. If there's more one way than another way, by a lot, that's more likely the case. I'll look. Okay. Message hidden in plain sight. Please tell me this is a joke. Yeah. And I'm going to just spell this, and this will be offensive to somebody, I'm sure, you know, but this is what it said. I'm sorry. R-E-T-A-R-D-E-D. Royals and nobles. General identity disorder. Tongue-tied. General identity disorder. And let's see what else. Worldwide intrigue was another phrase that he said. And the world has been deceived. Chosen messenger of God. Likely that person sitting there was like chosen to give the message out. We see right through, like we see through this whole thing. Getting deleted in the end. So it's either it did happen or it would happen. And the best one, the absolute best one that matches worldwide intrigue in simple at 216 is reptilian disappearance. Yeah, so then at 50 seconds, Kate said, I want to take this opportunity, and it equals who sold out to Satan, right? And in simple 282, it equals, this is my son, the elect one. Because I think she was always a guy, you know, dressing, you know. Let's see. Can you see they are trans? That's another kind of reference to the two in one. And what is a get out of jail card? You know, like a Jeopardy answer. What is a get out of jail card? We are living in a simulation. Like, that's not real. What's going on? It is, she continues, it has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family. Incredibly tough. I mean, that just jumped out at me, you know, incredibly tough. And in simple, it's 172. So here we go again, pushing forward to the upcoming date of April 8th, the date of the eclipse and the comet. Okay, it equals, here comes the sun, S-U-N. And we can also look at it as a double, you know, S-O-N. It's not spelled like that in here, but you can look at it as, you know, it's a guy. She was a guy. Why was I chosen, like the person acting? Then it comes up transvestite. Oh my gosh. And goodbye, elite. So that was, all this matched incredibly tough. Tranny deception. Really, getting deleted. Like really, comma, getting deleted. And predator series. You know, like TV series, but you know what they're referring to. Predators. Let's see. And let's see. She said incredibly tough, and couple of months is the next part of the sentence. So like I said, I'm doing it by phrases. So couple of months equals, in Jewish 712, it equals execution. The 10th of October. Now that was a big deal to me because that was the date Mr. Handy and I got married. So, and that comes up all the time, and it just makes me happy to see that. Now, it has nothing to do with the royals or anything, but it matched. And it equals Kennedy's clone, like they arranged it kind of, or just even the fact that the word clone is in there, like a substitute sitting there giving this little speech. A couple of months in simple is 182, and it's hidden in plain sight. Listen carefully, like listen and work on it. And then a couple of months that I already do, more in Jewish is the simulation. And she said, fantastic, soon after she said, fantastic medical team. And that is 558 in Jewish, and it equals phony. This is fun. I'm so mean. But they were mean. They were horrible. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time it was thought my condition was non-cancerous. In January equals Jewish 1371 equals massive arrests. And I have a hard time saying the S on the end, but it's plural. In January is simple 113. This is it. The world is ending. Her world. Apocalypse. Oh, and then it's another double meaning to 4/8, April 8th with the eclipse. April 8th is in here. So in January equals April 8th. And apocalypse, white hats, like they're in charge of everything. The eclipse, the comet, this little speech. Okay, it equals worldwide. Now, I have a feeling. Now, I don't know how any of this would work. Like, I have no idea how it would be managed. I don't know. So don't even try to ask me because I have no idea. I just know that anything is possible right now. Anything. And it equals worldwide. In January equals worldwide. And I've gotten things like that recently from President Trump. Texts, he sends texts for fundraising that are really for coding. And, and people like that. And Mr. MBB 333 that I've mentioned before. I get things coming up. Anyway, I just wonder if everyone might see the eclipse. Like, I don't know. I mean, but worldwide it's not that unusual to see worldwide or everywhere or something like that recently. So I just thought I'd bring it up that there's maybe a chance, and I don't know how. It equals secret plan. This is still in January. Let's roll, like let's get it done. Not true. Like what she just said, not true. Then it says green screen, like fake. And in simple, it's 113. And it equals distress, like in distress. Abomination, and an awful thing. Necrophiliac, even. And it equals, can't say this next one. Sacrificed, begins with CH as vowel, and it ends in LD, little one, sacrifice. And the last one, your lease is terminating. Just gone. Major abdominal surgery equals, in Jewish 148, the patient is waiting. And in simple, it's 236, be aware of false prophets. False is the key word. And mentally incompetent, let's cut the bull, let's cut the bull with the rest. And every lie will be revealed. And the Billionaires Charades Club, like fake, acting. In charades, you're acting out. My condition was non-cancerous. In Jewish, it's 23:38. Every story comes to an end. And during these, oh, this is a horrible one. It's so hard to read these, but it's so true. This is so true. This is long, okay, but it fits into 2000. Well, I just say 23:28. I don't say 2,328. During these rituals, a human, INFANT, is KILLED and sacrificed to Satan. That whole phrase matches. My condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful, she said. In Jewish, it's 2673, and it equals the ones who have accepted the mark of Satan. Let's see. In simple, I didn't write the number down. Oh, 317, sorry. Prince Harry is the Antichrist. Matches. And it's a match in Jewish and simple. And that always is a big deal to me when something matches in both. It's like a double. It's very emphatic, they're trying to tell us. They really mean it, So and from what Juan said, they think he is, whether he is or not. I guess he is. It's kind of weird that came out that way, but I didn't think anybody would find out early, but I guess everybody found out early. Let's see. Impossible to go live tonight, like a live on a video, that we talk about going live when we do a video. So impossible to go live tonight because she can't. And your lies aren't working now. And then transforms into an angel of light. That's what Satan does, right? Transforms into an angel of light. Cancer had been present, she said. In Jewish, it's 577, and it equals bullet train. Like, bullet train. And then imaginary matches. Famous people matches, like imaginary and famous people. I looked at that together. In simple, it's 180, and it's boom 4 times. And we just had bullet train. Now, Juan talks about this a lot, and I think that's why it's in this database. And it equals near-death experience, like NDE. And so I still think she's probably gone by now, but it says near-death experience, too. It equals the Last Supper and proof of the past. And we'll see what they did, and we'll probably see this actress, coming out. Likely. So let me get I don't want to get everything out of order. So let's see, I've got a whole slew of stuff that I could choose from to finish up this little episode. I don't know which one. Don't know. Look at this. And there's a pile behind me. Look, see? So we gotta see what would be fun, because it has to be fun after that one. Let's see. Oh, this was fun. It's just a little thing, but so I was working on something else, and I saw something about blue people or blue, it didn't say blue man, but something about blue people, I think, came up in a coding, and it made me think about Blue Man Group, that they're all over the country. They're probably over abroad too, I just don't know, but, oh yeah, they are. I wrote it down. So I wrote this a few days ago. Okay, so the Blue Man Group has shows in New York, Boston, Chicago, Las Vegas, Orlando, and Berlin. So at least they're in Berlin. And, it's so funny. It's just so funny how, and I've told you before how Carrie Cassidy has said that time, from her sources, that time travel isn't what people think it is. It's not just like, I'm going to zoom over here and go backwards, or I'm going to zoom and go forwards in time. It's more like you can be in many places at one time. And anyway, so it's just possible. And that's how Diana and John and President Kennedy and Jackie and lots of other people can be in many, many places at once. Because you go, well, how come Diana be one, and then you've got this person over here doing, Diana doing another character, and then she's doing this, and she's writing a newspaper article. How can that even be? Because they can be in lots of places at one time. That's the only, because I was starting to think I was crazy. Like, I was wondering, I get them all the time that they're doing this stuff. And how could they do it? And then when I heard her say it, and she's one of the characters too, which is hysterical. But I promised to do that with Lisa D. So anyway, Blue Man Group in Simple is 145, and it's John F. Kennedy. So you want to make a bet that he's in one of the Blue Man Groups, if not a bunch. I don't know. The guys that do all the weird stuff. And if you've never heard of it, look it up online and you'll see little videos of them. And they're all silent and they do all this. I think it's like a lot of audience participation, and they've got this blue, I thought it was makeup, but it's probably like a blue mask pulled over them. No hair, it's all blue. Let's see. What can I tell you about? Sometimes I get in these things and I start going down a little rabbit hole, one thing leads to another. And savoir-faire came up for John F. Kennedy, right? And Blue Man Group. And I went, savoir-faire is everywhere, from Klondike Cat. If anybody remembers that, put it in the comments. It's a really old cartoon, and there were other characters that were on, it was like Bullwinkle used to have other little cartoons in the Bullwinkle cartoon. I used to love this stuff. I really did. And they had double meanings in there too. So savoir-faire was a mouse, and he was the arch nemesis, as they put it online, of Klondike Cat. And well, I guess it was an Underdog cartoon, and Klondike Cat was in it. Yeah, maybe it's more like that. So anyway, Underdog equals 88 and Trump. So I thought that was really cool. And Sweet Polly Purebred, get it? Bloodline, the bloodline. Sweet Polly Purebred was a character, she and Underdog were an item. And he said, if anybody remembers Wally Cox, he had big black glasses, and he kind of had a real nasally voice, that he was this little guy. He was this little meek guy, and I don't know if I remember him from Hollywood Squares or where, but I think he was in some movies, but like a character actor, But he does the voice of Underdog, and I didn't remember that. And he talked in rhymes. And I just listened to a few little things on Underdog, and it brought back memories. But Sweet Polly Purebred, so if it equals Trump at 88, that equals Carolyn at 88. So it's cool because Sweet Polly Purebred was Underdog's significant other, So Carolyn has always been Diana, in my opinion. I know not everybody agrees with that, but I think there's not been a Melania, and it's been Diana and Jackie because of the high heel difference, if you remember. In the low shoes, the flat shoes, it's Diana, Princess Diana, and in the high spiky shoes that I think you saw most of the time Jackie wearing, like going out to the helicopter and all, Melania wearing, was Jackie, because she's shorter. Maybe 3 inches, I can't remember exactly, which would about make the difference with the high heels. Let's see, and they would come up to President Trump's, standing at the same height, and it didn't matter what shoes somebody was wearing, So that was a giveaway. And plus I get shoe comms. Remember, I get shoe comms about feet and shoes. So funny. Let's see. Oh, this was cute. I mean, I not that anybody cares, but Underdog's co-creator was William W. Watts Biggers. That's a name, huh? William Watts Biggers. It's all double letters. There's W's, there's L's, there's what in here? A's, I's, S, G. Oh my gosh, almost every letter is a double. So I saw a little online blurb and it said that William Watts Biggers dies in Boston. His nickname Buck, William Watts Biggers, and he was the one who was involved in creating Underdog. That's why I'm reading him. And it equals, who killed the Kennedys? That's 229. Think outside the box, like who is this really? And another reason that's cool when you have think outside the box is because remember I had figured out that under the rear seat of the limo was cases. That's why case is a big deal on mysteries. They're called a case for a reason, because all of this stuff was planned an eternity ago. The language was formed around what's going on, you know? It's just amazing. Anyway, so the mannequins were in the cases, one case or two cases, down under the rear seat of the limo, because that was raised up really high. The Lincoln limo, November 22nd, 1963, you know, the bang bang stuff. And they pulled them out. They went behind a billboard. The limo did. The reporters weren't allowed to be right behind as they usually were, and I didn't know that. You know, I read online about that the reporters were upset that they didn't get to be there. They didn't get to get the good shots that they wanted, you know, and they were upset because look what happened and we weren't there, and you know, and all you had was that one Zapruder guy who was a white hat, you know, that was all planned. Anyway, and so the limo goes behind a big billboard. The other guys are far away, and they pull these dummies out, and most likely the dummies didn't even have legs, you know, because maybe they did, I don't know. And then they plopped them there, and when they were behind the billboard, they just got off and left. And I think they were dressed as old people, you know. And then they got in a taxi with probably a military guy driving the taxi, and then I think they went off on a train. And I got that all from coding, you know, that they were dressed funny, the whole thing. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Anyway, so I'm still talking about Underdog. Nobody wants to hear about Underdog. But it was cute. The Underdog theme was, what was it? Let's see. Underdog theme. When criminals in this, I wish I could sing. When criminals in this world appear and break the laws that they should fear. Speed of lightning, roar of thunder, fighting all who rob or plunder. Underdog, underdog, underdog. When in this world headlines read of those whose hearts are filled with greed, who rob and steal from those who need. To right this wrong with blinding speed goes Underdog 3 times, the chorus. Anyway, but that's what they're doing. They're getting rid of the criminals and they're fixing the world. That's what's happening. So I'm not surprised that he's involved in Underdog, you know? So that's funny. I think I've gotten he's done other cartoons too. So anyway, that was fun. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And don't worry. You're probably going to see all kinds of weird stuff happening soon. But it'll be okay. And we'll get through it together. Okay? Take care. Bye.